But let's double check. Are we alive? Are we alive? You see that? You see that? You know what that means?
We're live.
It means we are
live. Real time.
And
live.
for the very first time on the Awaken Show, Amanda found. Could you believe that this deep into our relationship, after years and years of saying that I was going to have her on, it came at just the perfect time, because that's what's about to take place. The perfect transmission. Eyes up there. The perfect transmission at the perfect time with the perfect one to speak about embodying your
greatness.
She's already taken the show away from me. Embodying your greatness.
Embodying your greatness.
What is your greatness? Well, there's a greatness inside you, a gift, a zone of genius, something that is absolutely unique to you. And it can only come from you. I have come to see time and time again that we all have this within us, and it comes in so many different beautiful forms. And in my experience, it's when we tap into that greatness, that unique zone of genius, and we let that be unleashed, that's when we come alive. That's when we come alive with energy, with passion, with joy, with abundance, with fulfillment. And that's when others get to experience us in our fullness too. That's what your greatness is. And we're here to help you discover it and embody it.
I love that. I love how you explained it. Your greatness, what it feels like within yourself, what it feels like in your body. It feels like a remembrance. It feels like a knowing with absolute certainty that this is what you're supposed to be doing and this is how great you should feel in your greatness, and allowing yourself to stay in that place, that state, and not questioning it. So with absolute certainty, your greatness feels like home. Your greatness feels simple to you. Your greatness feels fun and full of joy and loving to you. And that's why it's your greatness and your genius. And it's going to look different from other people. And that's okay. I think that's what makes it so special. And that's what makes it your greatness.
It's unique to you. And that's why it's also important for us to realize that if we don't tap into this and we don't allow ourselves to experience this, one, there's a side of it that you'll be holding yourself back from experiencing yourself in a way that you can't anywhere else. But then also, this is where I feel myself come alive in remembering that this is something that's going to have effect on others. Mm-hmm. And because there is no one else in this world that's quite like you.
Or you.
If you don't let that greatness out, the world is going to be deprived of something that it's calling for, that it's wanting. And so I think there's this message of like, it's your responsibility to step into that and to share that with this world, or you're depriving this world of your greatness.
Yes, 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 yes. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So we thought it'd be helpful to share a little bit about our personal experience with embodying our own greatness, because as you're about to soon find out, both Amanda and myself feel like we've embodied new levels of our own greatness, especially I want to say over this, I want to say 2022. I want to say that in this year so far, there's been a huge up leveling and the greatness that we're allowing ourselves to experience in ourselves, and how we allow that to be expressed in the world. And so we want to just share a little bit about our personal journey with that. Now, for me, it's been a lot about holding myself to a higher standard.
I like that.
I feel like, there's this saying that goes, you don't, I'm going to butcher this. My version of it is, you don't achieve what the standard, the level that you reach for. So it's you the success you see is less reflective of what you reach for, and more truly reflective of the least you will tolerate in yourself. And so for me, it's been a journey of not tolerating in myself some of the programs, the beliefs, the ways of behavior, overeating being one, being less tolerant of those behaviors in myself. So there's that. And then the other thing I want to share about is reconnecting to, one, the desire to serve, and really cultivating this sense of belief in myself, reigniting this belief in myself that I am capable of creating for and supporting people in transformations. Kind of like, I don't know if we've spoken about this, but it feels like a remembrance for me, and that these are aspects of myself that I've been connected with in the past, but it felt like somewhere down along the road there's this disconnection, a distraction, if you will, from who I was and what I'm capable of and why I'm here. And I think that's going to translate a little bit into later on when we talk about why you're here. But I just want to share that very recently, this past few months especially, I've tapped back into serving on a higher level again, from reconnecting in myself, this desire to serve and this belief in my ability to do so. And what that's looked like more tangibly is stepping back out there as a coach, embodying that role, something that I've kind of suppressed in myself, but fully owning that, fully embodying that. And I've just really been blessed to experience how that's having an effect. That's having an effect on so many people that I've been given this opportunity to work with in a coaching setting. And I think that kind of leads into one of my prized pupils, someone that in stepping back into this role of being a coach, being a leader, remembering this within myself again, I've been blessed to have the opportunity to support someone that is very near and close to me, someone that's allowed me in to play a part in her journey in a coaching setting. And I've seen her come alive in the experience of this, and I'd love, and this is one of the reasons why I wanted to have her on today, was I'd love for her, if you hadn't been caught on yet, it's Amanda. I'd love for her to share a little bit about how she's been embodying her greatness more fully.
That's a little introduction for me. So you're saying that you've been embodying your greatness through stepping back into remembrance of what looks like coaching for you, and that feels good. For me, some of my personal experience with embodying my greatness had to do with a lot of self, like remembering who I am, what I enjoy, what I like giving in service. So me embodying my greatness has looked like for me recently, becoming of service, helping women is what I've been called to do. It's my passion. It's feels like it's my purpose. It feels right because it aligns with everything that's within me and my journey up until now. And like putting myself out there as someone who is capable of doing this, and feeling confident that I can. And so embodying my greatness looks like showing up day in and day out, not just for myself, but in with the goal of serving others as well. And out of the goodness of my own heart that I want to share and guide other women. So Brian's been helping me, which I really like, peel away the layers that do not serve you, that are not your voice, to step into and owning more of what you are and who you want to be. Because all of us, if we had a serious conversation with ourselves and asked, what do I want to do? What do I enjoy? And really answer that, not just kind of answer, but really dig deep with yourself and see what it is in your life, what kind of experiences that you've most enjoyed. And you'll realize it makes you feel lighter. You feel excited. You want to do it some more. And just to feel so full in your heart, in your body, that you're overflowing and you want to give more. And in that giving is how you become of service. And it looks different for everyone. Like, you don't have to be a coach. You don't have to do it this way. There are many different ways into finding your own greatness.
I love that message of feeling so full within ourselves that we are overflowing with love and joy. I think there's something so important in that. You know, I'm sure I know the family, I know the community, I know the types of people tuning into this show, and I know that there's so much pure desire to serve. People who want to serve, they enjoy serving, they know that it's what they're here to do. But in that experience of wanting to serve, if we get so caught up with giving that we forget to refill, and we forget that this is about us too. It's about the experience that we get to have. Well, in that, and I've seen it before, you can only pour so much until there's nothing left to pour if you're not refilling yourself up. And so I know you embody that so well, that self-care piece, that ensuring that you're coming from a place of fullness, opposed to it being something that, you know, it's always about give. What do I have to give? As much as it is about that, if you're not taking care of yourself, well, you ain't gonna feel great.
You can't pour on empty. You can't pour from an empty cup. You have to remember to fill yourself up first. And it's not selfish, it's very selfless. It's you're doing the world a service when you take care of yourself first and you bring yourself into a peaceful, loving, kind state of mind and body. Because I feel like from there is where you start to recognize and feel into your greatness. It feels more sturdy, it feels more certain, and it doesn't feel anxious and it doesn't feel scary.
And you've been experiencing it as that?
Yeah, that's exactly how I've been experiencing it. I've been experiencing being able to create literally my days, which is my reality. Making sure that I honor the parts of myself that do love to fill up my cup again, because that's super important. And then from that space is where I can continue to be of service and want to help others, whatever that looks like.
And how are you experiencing that refilling have an effect on what you are able to give to others?
How am I
What sort of effect does ensuring you're coming from fullness have on the way that you show up for others?
Oh, it's such a good feeling. Like when you're in a place of fullness already within yourself, meaning you feel love for yourself. You feel so much love for yourself that you want to share. You have so much experience and knowledge that you want to share. You are so excited about the energy that you're feeling that you want other people to feel this way too. And so you want to share and you want to support and you want to help, you want to guide. And like I said, you want to be of service, but it feels very heart centered and authentic when you are serving from a place of fullness. Because when you're serving from a place of empty or even half empty, you're not going to show up for others because you're not showing up for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's super important to show up for yourself first and foremost.
You can only support another into feeling as great as you can feel or that you do feel.
Bingo.
So inherently what it is that you're here to give and support others in is tied to what you're able to create for and actualize in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really happy to see you more fully embodying you, and it's also really powerful to see how that's translating into the way that you serve.
Thank you, coach. I appreciate it.
Don't worry about this. I'll just be here.
Okay.
One thing that Amanda actually said a few months ago that I just feel in here echoing so many times. What you hear, no, it was, you're not separate from what you're trying to give. You're not separate from what you're trying to give.
You're not separate from what you're trying to give because you, in all your entirety, you are an experience that's meant to be had. You are an experience that's meant to be had. I believe that's why people say you can want to teach the same things as someone else and be scared that you're not going to do it good enough or the same, but you're the experience. Your voice and how you speak to something and how you share something comes from your own experiences, and that will differ. And you will resonate with those that are meant to work with you or be supported by you. And so it's magical to see and believe that you're the experience that people want to have. Brian and I have a similar message that it boils down to the same things, but we speak differently. We are an experience separately. He has a voice to him and an experience to him that I do not have. But our message is more or less the same. And we will support different kinds of people, and different kinds of people will resonate with us. And I think that's the beautiful thing of sharing your voice and even finding ways to come back home to your own voice so that you can hear yourself, so that you can express yourself, so that you can understand what it is you desire, want, need, and want to share.
which I think is just about the perfect way to segue what we have next, because you just led right into it. So here we are, we're sharing that there's greatness within you, which we truly believe. And you might believe it too. But I know that there's also some people that are in a place right now where they're still trying to figure it out. They're still trying to figure out what their greatness is, what their purpose is.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we discover in ourselves our greatness? What if we don't know what our greatness is? So what we've put together here is a few ideas that we believe will support you in discovering and embodying your own greatness. And so you kind of just began to touch on it. So I'm going to ask for you to continue on that trajectory. What was the first factor, step, tip in embodying your greatness?
I believe it's being able to hear your own voice, meeting yourself, really sitting down and being with yourself so that you can dissect and discern the voices that belong to you and the voices that do not. It's like you're in a space where you can peel away the layers that are not your voice, that it's not your teachings, that are things and programs that do not serve you anymore, and really like just take it and throw it away so that you can really, really come home, back home to yourself. And some of the practices that I've used to step into my greatness and feel into it time and time again is something like journaling, meditation, reflection with yourself, your mind, and the things that you believe, and owning your voice, not questioning your voice because you know it's you.
It really does begin with connecting with ourselves and giving ourselves the space to, because there's a lot of noise, there's a lot of voices going on there that, quite frankly, were learned from other people. And when there's so many different voices that are taking place, it can be difficult to know which one of those voices is you.
Yeah.
Which one of those voices is actually an expression of you and your greatness. So giving yourself that space through practices like meditation, journaling, can be so important, so powerful for connecting with yourself and what it is that you want for you. Which leads into, I think, the second tip that we have, and it's finding that place where your passion and your purpose meet. You see, it's a limiting belief to think that one can't be abundant and prosperous, totally fulfilled and taken care of, nourished in the experience of living from their passion. See, I am a huge believer that we can be all those things in the experience of giving something that we want to, that we come alive in giving, where what makes us feel alive and the effect that we want to have, the impact that we want to have, the way that we want to serve become the very same thing. Your passions and your purpose are one. And so maybe ask yourself, after connecting with yourself using meditation and journaling, ask yourself questions like, where do I truly feel alive? When do I truly feel alive?
What excites me? What feels good in the body?
And then bringing that other piece in. What do I want to give? How do I want other people to feel? What do I want to support them in? And as Amanda spoke about a little bit earlier there, how you want others to feel is intrinsically tied to the energy that you bring within yourself. You're the gift. You're the experience to be had. So that's that second piece there for you, bringing together that purpose, that passion together, what makes you feel alive with what it is that you want to give to others, finding where both those can be the same thing, where they are the very same thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's where your greatness lies.
They are the same things. Your passion is your purpose. That's how I feel, and that's how I see it.
Which brings us to the third greatness tip. Each time I come back to these, I name them something else. We're going to go greatness tip. Great tip.
Great tip. Greatness tip.
Knowing your why. Knowing your why. Knowing what matters to you. Knowing why you do what you do. Right? Once you start to connect with yourself and what you want, and you start to answer some of these questions, what makes me feel alive? What do I want to give? How do I want others to feel? What sort of impact do I want to have? The fuel to that becomes your why you're doing what you do. I always say your why is your fuel, and tapping into that becomes the very thing that gives you the fuel you need when obstacles arise, gives you the fuel you need when things get challenging, gives you that reason that after having reconnected to, there's nothing that can stop you. He who has a strong enough why can bear just about anyhow.
Or she.
She who has a strong enough why will make it through anything, because that's their fuel. That's the thing that matters most. Know your why. I don't want to say you'll be that much closer to knowing why you're great.
Oh, I love that. Your why is like your anchor. Your why is always your reminder as to why you're choosing to do this, why it feels good to do this, why you want to share, why you want to pursue this. And then the steps that follow and the steps that were before, they become easier. They become more breathable, because it's always the steps that is what's scary or fear-based. Like, because what if I can't do it? What if it's too hard? No one else is doing it, and all of this doubt. But if you anchor in and really get clear on what your why is, like Brian said, your why is your fuel. It's on a very personal level. When he shared this little key tip with me, it kind of pushed me in a very good way towards embodying my greatness, because I knew what my why was. And so the steps became less scary, more doable, more digestible, and it did not stop.
What's your why?
My why is that I want everyone to feel so full and loved within themselves, that they know they have an anchor and a home within themselves that they can always come back to, no matter the hardships, no matter the dilemmas, no matter what's going on in the world. My why is that I want everyone to feel safe, loved, and seen within themselves, because it really does begin with you in your inner world. And that's on a very personal note for me. It's how it's begun. And my why is I'm able to feel so good in my body through what I want to give, that I keep wanting to give. I am so capable of feeling so full and so much love, and it's almost unfair. It's almost unfair if I didn't share with the world. And so my why is that I believe everyone deserves to feel full, loved, and accepted, radiant within themselves. The greatness that I allow myself to feel every day, everyone else deserves to as well.
And that comes right back to that piece of feeling that fullness from within you.
Yeah.
First.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful why.
It's key.
And I just want to acknowledge you, and I want all the others that are receiving this transmission to acknowledge the energy that came through when you began to speak to your why. You've been bringing great energy, but when you spoke to your why, there was a fire, there was a radiance that came through. And that's the effect of your why when you come from that place of serving, aligning with your why.
Yeah. I felt like excited. I literally felt like my heart is so full it's gonna burst. So I must share. I must share, I must serve, I must help support other people come into this state of being as well. And I love it. I just love it. There's no way, if you found your purpose and your passion and you know your why and it's anchored in there, there's no way that you do not want to pursue it, to share it, experience more of it. I'm getting butterflies in my heart. That's how good it feels. You remember when you got butterflies in your heart?
And it seems like Diana in the live stream with us here feels it too.
Hi, Diana.
Thank you for receiving this energy, this transmission that comes through this being when when she expresses from connection with her why. And it's of my hope, and I'm sure it's of hers too, that experiencing us, feeling from us, the energy that comes through when we share from that place inspires you to tap into that within yourselves, because it's there. There's greatness within you. But there is one last step. There is one last step that comes after all of that. Comes after connecting to yourself in meditation, journaling, whatever practice works for you.
Mm-hmm.
Comes after asking these questions, figuring out where your passion and your purpose meet. A reflection that you're going to find yourself coming back to time and time again, just to really hone in and refine. But even after that, even after connecting to that fuel, that why, that purpose, that reason, that thing that will keep you going through it all, there's one last thing that has to come. And that's massive action. Massive action. Because nothing gets done without action. You know, I'm sorry to say it, but those manifestation techniques, the visualization, the journaling, the affirmations, the vision boards, I love them too, family. I absolutely love them. I am the type of person that looks himself in the mirror at 5 a.m. and wakes his girlfriend up shouting affirmations to his face. True story?
True story. Not even just in the morning, midday, at night.
I am powerful.
I am strong.
I'm radiant.
I am strength.
I love myself.
I love life and life loves me.
I am literally saying these out loud all day, every day.
I love it though. I love it.
This supports the manifestation process. This supports the embodiment of our greatness, because our greatness is here and now, and I can choose to embody that. But there is one more step, and that step is follow through. Taking all this energy, all this clarity that will come from this reconnecting, and putting that into action. Because you best believe that you're here to do something in the world. And all that awareness that you come to, all that energy that you cultivate within yourself, that shift in internal state, inner world that supports you, that's the foundation from which you act. And when that clarity comes through around what you're here to do, the impact that you're here to have, bringing that into physical manifestation is a process of taking massive action, knowing when it's time, knowing what that looks like, and putting it to practice, making it happen. There's an energy to it. And that's where we go from feeling great to being great.
Ooh, say it again for the people in the back.
That's where we go from feeling great to being great. I love the lines that come through when you're just on, because I didn't write that one down.
So you're obviously seeing Brian in a very greatness state of mind. Like this is his passion and purpose, and you can see him light up speaking to it, speaking about it, because it means something to him. It excites him, and you can 100% see the shift in his vibration when he took to the stage to talk about taking massive actions along with your manifestations through clarifying your purpose and your why. And so thank you for your embodiment and showing the world what it can look like.
Because that's what we're here to do. Embody our greatness so that we can experience that within ourselves, experience each other in the ways that we deserve to, and for others to experience us as well. Because when you light up with your greatness, that's the effect it will have. You'll inspire the greatness in others. And that's what I really, really hope this is able to do.
I'm inspired. Let's do it. Let's take massive action.
Let's go. I would love to hear from some of you, whether you're here in the live stream or maybe if you're catching this after in the comment sections. But I know there's a few of you with us here. Diana, we see you. We certainly do create our own realities.
Absolutely.
But I want to put that question out there to see what's your greatness look like? What is your greatness? Let us know in the comments if you're here with us. We'd love to hear from you, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook. Let us know. What is your greatness? Or are you still trying to figure it out? Let us know that too. If you're still in a place where you're trying to figure out what your greatness is, maybe we can help. But we'd love to hear from some of you that are here with us.
Yeah. Also, please drop a flag of wherever you are in the world right now. I'd love to know where everyone's tuning in from. That's always lovely to check in on.
I know I can feel that there's some greatness in the audience here, and we're going to pose that invitation for it to come out. If anyone's feeling called to share, what does you embodying your greatness look like? And even if you're not here to share or you're catching a replay, begin to ask yourself these questions right now and see what comes up for you. What's my greatness? How do I feel in embodying my greatness? Where does my purpose and my passion meet?
Love that. At the same time, I feel like everything we've shared, that can still feel like a loaded question for people who don't know what their greatness is just yet. But like we said, if you don't know, you can even share that, and maybe we can support you in any way.
Well, on the note of supporting you, and if anyone is receiving this and still looking to figure some of this out, we would love to offer you the opportunity to receive that support, receive that guidance. Both Amanda and I do work with clients in a one-on-one setting as coaches, amongst other things. But the one thing that we both felt very compelled to put out there today was we are both offering sessions, complimentary. My structure is a little bit different. I'll get into that, but ultimately there is opportunity to work with both of us, receive our support, and I'll speak to my personal coaching experience, and perhaps you can speak to yours.
Sure.
I like to take people through what I call a breakthrough session, an experience in which they experience a breakthrough to a new level, a higher expression of themselves, their greatness, because I'm such a strong believer that change can happen so quickly. You know, of course, there's the practice of embodying change over the course of time, but I've seen transformation happen rapidly, and I know what a breakthrough looks like when I see it. And I've been fortunate enough to support many through this experience of having a breakthrough of clarity in knowing what their greatness is, what their gift is, what they're here to give, some sort of clarity and action around what that next step is for them. So if any of these things are answers you're seeking to find, I'd love to have the opportunity to take you through a breakthrough session of your own. Do know that while there is a price tag to this session now, I do make myself available to offer the session as a complimentary session for usually around 5 people each month. So there is a waiting list if you're interested in being put on the list of individuals that get a complimentary session. Otherwise, if you're ready to go now, you're ready to make that breakthrough happen, the link to book in for one of those is in the description of this, wherever you're watching it.
His breakthrough sessions are really cool. I've heard some of them. I know him as a person and a coach, and it's just wonderful. The insights and the perspectives that comes out of his breakthrough sessions, and I do feel like it can help anyone who's willing to dig a little deeper into what and who they are and what they want to do. So I would really encourage you guys to check it out.
Thank you for acknowledging me, but perhaps even more importantly that, no, I truly appreciate you sharing that as one of my prized pupils.
I'm the best of them. I'm the best.
Within a week and a half of working together, she lands a client. That's a reflection of her embodying her greatness. But yes, really I would also love for you to take a chance to just put out your invitation, because I know you're capable of doing amazing work as well.
Thank you. I'm offering a discovery session where I feel like being able to connect with any one of you one-on-one, and I only work with women. It's of resonance because I love the feeling of experiencing a woman come back home into her own being, her own sacred temple, through my 3 pillars, which has to do with movement, nutrition, and mindfulness. And my discovery session is just a place where we can connect and see how I can serve you within that call. And if it resonates to work further with me, then I have another offer as well. But what I'm offering today is a free discovery session, because I'm excited, and I love connecting wholeheartedly with women and see where they are and where I can support them through these amazing 3 pillars.
Thank you for sharing that. And I know from what I've heard, those that you've spent some time supporting has truly benefited from those experiences.
Thank you.
Family, I believe that's beginning to bring us to a wrap. I have to put it out one more time. There's greatness within you, and I am personally looking forward to experiencing more of it. And I know the world is as well, because you came here for a reason and you have something special in you to give, and there's people out there that can benefit from it. So don't hold it back. Don't hold us back from experiencing the greatness in you. I believe that's going to be all for this episode of the Awaken podcast. For the very first time, Little B, Amanda Pham joins us. I don't think it'll be the last time. Thank you again, love, for being here, for joining us, for being great.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me. Honestly, this was fun. I've been loving stepping into my greatness and sharing and expressing more of it just through even this.
You want to close things up?
Until next time, keep ascending.